We moved on down on the Lower Cache River when I was 6 years old. And I was born in 1931, so I've been here within spitting distance of it ever since.
Row, row, row your boat, Davy, row thy boat.
Some people call it a swamp, some people call it a wetland. I may call it either. And maybe it is either, I don't know. But I always viewed swamp as a permanent water. You know, a wetland is not supposed to be permanent water. The drainage district and these corporate farmers got together and was working in harmony. In other words, the drainage district had the authority to do the drainage, and so the agricultural farmers and the drainage district working together started performing the drainage and the destruction. It was after the timber was cut, the wetlands, it was cleared up, turned into agriculture. I've got many a photograph taken from the air. What used to be a forest was bare ground. And when they started tilling this soil, it was after then. In other words, it was a couple of years after they drained the river. That the silt started coming in. The silt started coming in because of the activity that was going on in the wetland, and that's what filled in the cache. We had no intentions of raising the water above normal, but the silt deposit had done away with the 6 foot of water that was in the stream. Now, to stop the willow growth and the silt, coming in, I figured we'd have to raise the water at least 1.5 foot or 2 foot above what was normal, knowing all the time that raising the water would eventually do damages. We had no choice. We had to bring the water over the silt deposits, and that raised it higher than it was really normally supposed to be. We wanted the silt removed from the river. And we thought if we could hold the water up for a few years until we could get some people involved, remove the silt, our ever intentions was to lower the water back down to natural conditions, and then there would be no damages to hardwoods. Well, it didn't work. The dam was never put in there on a permanent basis. It was put in there from day one as a temporary structure. Was not to be left in there. The river is in such bad shape that if you take the dam all the way out of there, it won't fall any lower than 327, meaning they would still be water in the wetland. The river has to be restored. The only thing. The river's got to be put back like it used to be, with free flowing. And then there would be a good possibility, the wetland would go dry like it's supposed to, but the river may also. The Citizens Committee's recommendations on exactly what to do with this river, and there's only 2 things. Restore the river to an open flow river like it used to be. Remove the dams, number 1, including all the beaver dams and silt deposits or anything else that's blocking the flow. And then to keep it from going dry completely and destroying what fishery we've got, a second dam, another dam be put in downstream a little ways from the one we got, but controllable. Now, the state's already got land that they're doing that on. In the summertime, the water has got to be low enough to let the wetland drain. And then it may interfere with duck hunting and fishing and this sort of thing, which would be in the dormant season. if the dam is controllable. You let it down in July and August, and then when duck season or something special comes up in the dormant season, raise it back up. And the Fish and Wildlife agrees with that, because I've recommended it be put on their land where they'll have control, not the state. They agree with that. I gave it to him after I wrote them that recommendations out. I gave it to him sitting right over in that chair. I said, look that over and see if you agree, what you don't agree with. The refuge manager looks it over and he says, I agree with every bit of it. But he's the only one who does. State don't. Now that will fix the whole system.
And Godspeed. Row, row, row your boat, Davy, row thy boat.
I guess I might be a swamp rat, I don't know. I've been called a lot worse.
Davy, row thy boat. John, keep an eye on your compass. It's gonna lead the right way. Don't let the moonlight dancing on the water